The holidays are creeping up on us, so I'm getting ready to decide which appetizers I'm going to make for the holidays, for like Christmas Eve and New Year's. And one thing I always like to make is a dip, a chip dip. So this year I'm going to make a clam dip. It's very easy. It's been around since like the 50s and 60s. It's an old recipe, but I'm going to kind of change it up a little by adding a few items that aren't actually in the recipe. So you'll just need like a 6.5-ounce can of clams. If you wanted to double the recipe, you could and just use 2. So it's a really delicious dip for chips. And it's, if you like seafood, you'll love this one. So I'm going to show you how to make this. The traditional first thing we do is you take 1 clove of garlic and you rub it on the bowl that you're going to mix everything together in. Now, traditionally, since this was done many years ago, everything was done kind of by hand. So it wasn't like this kind of bowl, it was more of a glass bowl. But I am trying to rub this against a stainless steel bowl as good as I can. So that's the first step. Then you're going to get an 8-ounce package of cream cheese, not low fat. Make sure it's whole. And you're going to, after it's been sitting out for a while, you're going to put it in your bowl and mash it down and just mash it before you add the other ingredients. I'm going to put it in the mixer because it's quicker. Now we're going to add a little lemon juice, Worcestershire sauce, and clam juice, and I will give you the amounts. We're just going to kind of pour that in. We want to mix it in so everything is smoothly mixed together. And once it reaches this consistency, we're going to add the clams, and we're going to add green onions, scallions. So I add a green onion. Even though this isn't part of the traditional recipe, I add maybe a half of a green onion just to give it a little bit of color and flavor. So here's our consistency. You can see how creamy it is. So now we're going to add our clams, and that's 1 can. And if you could add more, if 6.5 ounces isn't enough to your liking, you could add more. You're going to add a little bit of salt, not much, because there is salt in the clams already. And we're going to do a little bit of ground pepper. And then you can see the onions here. I'm only going to use a small portion of them, about like this. And we're going to mix those together, just like this. And it's a very creamy dip. So that's all there is to it. It's a very, very easy recipe. So now we're going to try it out with some chips. Here we are. It's all done. It's a quick recipe. There's not much to it at all. You just have clams. You have cream cheese at room temp. You have the garlic that you rub all around the bowl. You have ground pepper. You have salt. You have a little clam juice, a little lemon juice, and a little Worcestershire. And the onions are optional. That's something I kind of just add because I like them, and I like the way it looks when you garnish it as well. But this is a really easy dip to make. So I think you will, if you like clams, I think this is a really good appetizer to try for New Year's or Christmas. So I hope you enjoy this recipe. Here we go. Delicious. Try another one.